let's look at Learning Unit 10. I don't think we really dug into it a whole lot. I'm just gonna go through the questions that are here and look at any clarification. Question 117, how does AC describe during speed? Test my knowledge of that.
Welcome back to Jessica's Coffee Chat with your host, Jessica Scheibe, and special guest, Montana State Attorney General Tim Fox.
Before the break, we were talking about how to talk to your kids about alcohol.
Always lead by example so your kids know how to be responsible about alcohol and make healthy and safe decisions.
Good advice. Now it's time for the responsibility room where the audience tweets questions. Leslie tweeted, "My son will be leaving for college next year and I'm worried about binge drinking on campus. What can I do?"
It's important to discuss the dangers of underage
Question
drinking and
3,
binge drinking. Your kids need to know what
by varying
binge
the
drinking
frequency.
is, how
Yeah,
to
okay,
handle a
okay, right, I'm with-
situation where it
I'm with-
occurs,
Yeah, I didn't
what to
actually
do
have-
if a friend ends up in a medical
How does
emergency.
an AC?
Your
So,
kid
okay,
may
so that's
be
a
away at college.
good place to
parents
start.
still
There's
wield
in any
important influence
AC
over their decisions.
signal, there's only
Thanks,
two things
General.
you can vary.
It's so important
You
to
can vary
understand that
the
there's nothing
frequency, or
responsible
you can vary
about
the
binge drinking.
amplitude.
Don't do it.
And
Jessica's Coffee Chat brought to you by responsibility.org.
another good way to think about it, to lessen the power, would you up the frequency or lower the frequency? Another good way to think about it. So, the answer I'm looking at here in front of me is by varying the frequency. So if you wanted to have less power, would the frequency go up or down? Go down. And the best way to think about that is
The world through the sunset
every
in
time
your
you
eyes,
are
traveling the train through glimmer of the sky, fancy pigs and chickens call, animal carpet wall to wall, American man is 5 foot tall, sweeping cobwebs from the edges of my mind. Had to get away to see what we could find. Hope the days that lie ahead bring us back to where they've led.
Okay, so question
not
5,
to what's been said to
122.
you. Would you know we're riding on the Marrakesh Express? Would you know we're riding on the Marrakesh Express? They're taking me to Marrakesh. All on board the train. All on board the train. I've been saving all my money just to take you there. I smell the garden in your hair. Casablanca going south.
But
Smoke rings from the corners of my gold comes in the air. Johnny Cobras in the square. Strike your leg as we can wear at home. Well, let me hear you now. Did you know we're riding on the Marrakesh Express? Did you know we're riding on the Marrakesh Express? They're taking me to Marrakesh. Did you know we're riding on the Marrakesh Express? Did you know we're riding on the Marrakesh Express? They're taking me to Marrakesh. All on board the train. All on board the train. All on
How does the thinner lamination, so you still have the same amount of metal there. How do thinner laminations help versus one big thick chunk?
Well, it holds less heat. I mean, they dissipate heat easier. That's why you can
think where you were going with that,
Like
the body of the motor, so I'm just looking at figure 559. A better fin design, a better fin design is on the casing of the motor.
through the garden.
And if you're
In the
able to
morning
dissipate heat quicker, yeah, you're going to be efficient with materials. But what we're looking at are the individual laminations
Peacock
inside the
swatted
motor.
aimlessly
I think we're
underneath an orange tree.
If you've got a big block of steel, there's sort of more places
Why can't
where
she
the electrons
see?
can hide. It's just one or several thin pieces, then there's nowhere for it to hide. If you're ready for this, okay. And then next one is resistance loss. That's pretty obvious. More wire and large diameter wire to large conductive
Like
wires.
yours, lady, like
It's
yours.
fairly obvious. You just got less resistance overall.
Late at night,
IR squared.
when she thought that no one was watching at all.
Question 2 on 128.
On the wall.
So motor, 3-inch drive, operating at a speed of 3,600 RPMs, belt coupled to an equipment.
She shall
8
be
inches in diameter. Calculate the speed of Good, it came in 1350. Let's just do that math really quick.
as she turns her gaze
So we can reach it.
down the slope to the harbor.
This is learning to unit 10.
Anchor for a day.
Oh, that might have been why Troy bagged this one.
Guinevere had golden hair like yours, lady, like yours. Streaming
You
out
might have thrown that out
when
there.
we'd ride
Maybe some-
through the warm wind down by the
Let's
bay.
go with this for the online audience.
Yesterday,
3-inch drive pulley, so we'll just draw a little,
seagulls circle endlessly. I sing in silent harmony. We shall be free.
here's your 3-inch drive pulley, and it's going at 3,600. Belt coupled with 8 inches. Here's the way I would start with this guy. So the belt itself is moving at some velocity. Let's call that V. This drive pulley is moving at some angular velocity. I'm going to call that omega. And I'll just call it omega.
Out of the night that covers me, black is the pit from pole to pole. I think whatever gods may be, for my unconquerable
That's
soul.
how fast
It matters not how straight the gate, how charged with punishments the scroll. I am the master of my fate. I am the captain
the
of
angular
my soul.
velocity times the radius.
Get Xbox One and 4 free Halo games, all for
So-
$349.
The faster it's spinning, the bigger the radius is, the faster velocity. And the units work out too, because this is going to be in
In the morning,
inches
when you
per
ride,
second,
do you think of
feet
me
per second.
and how you left me
Omega is going to
crying?
be in hertz, so
Are you
second,
thinking
radians, your
of telephone
radius is going to be in inches.
and manager's
So,
where you got
units
to be at noon.
So it's
You
the
are living
and then from
a reality.
we can just take, and that's just the fundamental equation.
Quiet nearly killed
We
me.
could say that
In the long run,
equals omega
it will make you
motor
cry,
R.
make you crazy, oh, before
You
your
can also say that
time.
B equals
And the
omega
difference
fully
between me and you,
What does that
I won't
assume?
argue right or wrong, but I have time to cry, baby.
Assuming that
You don't have to
So
cry.
from there,
I said
you've got,
cry,
we don't even care what the velocities are, but now
I
you
said cry,
have two equations.
baby. You don't have to
You
cry.
have two unknowns, right? Just when we're given this, we're given that, we're given that. The velocity is unknown. I'm looking for an angular velocity pulling. Combining the two equations together,
Are you thinking of telephones and managers and where you got to be at noon? You are living a reality I left years ago and quite nearly killed me. In the long run, it will make you cry, make you crazy, oh, before your time. And the difference between me and you, I won't argue right or wrong, but I have time to cry, baby. I don't have to cry.
Just as a sanity check too, anyway, so you should kind of know off the top of your head, well, yeah, going from small and fast to big and fast. And the other thing is, a lot of times you might have to worry about units, but we just assumed everything was in RPMs, all the units ended up canceling. So in this case, we know that that 3600 is in RPMs, we know that that 3 is in inches, we know that that 8 is in
I have
inches.
kissed you, so I'll miss you.
We're running
On
RPMs,
the
you could be running
road,
radius
I'll
per
be
second,
wanting you.
but as long as you're
But I
keeping track.
have you, 'cause I love you, and you have me 'cause you love me too.
Question 6, page 128. Why is it desirable to ground the motor shaft in addition to the
Forsaken, you're awakened to the joys of living hand in glove. And then I will lend you my will, and your days will be filled with love. Don't run, the time approaches. Hotels and midnight coaches, be sure to hide the roaches.
Everything in there's a conductor, you use a metal bearing to be bad news as well. Conductor jets around.
Don't reject it as expected. You rejected all the thoughts of worth. So I pray with you to stay with me forever, and we'll make it right.
You're on the cables, you're not sitting there as a conductor.
Elevated,
Grounding
you're
the shaft,
elated, 'cause I waited a year for you. If you're thinking what I'm thinking, then I'm gonna make my love to you. Don't run, the time approaches. Hotels and midnight coaches. Be sure to hide the
sitting there, very minimal drag is the point, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Just something to be the ground.
Yep.
So that whatever you're trying to turn isn't.
there you go.
The same way guys that work in electronics have a little thing on their pant leg or on their shoe
Mm-hmm,
to keep them grounded out.
yeah. Yeah, with ball circuits, yeah. So here it says electrical cords are induced into the motor's rotor shaft and sequence. These consist of the path of course, usually the motor bearings. The shaft voltages accumulate on the rotor to exceed the dielectric capacity of the motor bearing. Right, so the lubricant itself is somewhat of an insulator, but there's no such thing as a insulator.
Cause
It
that
breaks
is
down, you
something
get it.
everybody everywhere does in the same.
Electrical discharge machining, but not the kind of work.
I can see by your coat, friend, you're from the other side. Just one thing I got to know, can you tell me
This
please?
is the next one. What ways can undersized wiring between the motor and power source affect the operation of the motor?
Say, can I have some of your purple berry? Yes, I've been eating
Right,
them
that's your,
6 or 7
let's just get
weeks
past
now.
this.
Haven't got sick once. Bob Ricky was first for life.
I think we talked about dual beam, that's just your power.
Wooden ships on the water, very
Starting ability.
easy. You know the way it's supposed to be. Silver on the shoreline, let us be. Talking about very free and easy.
That's progressive with up to speed after. You might have torque, you might be sitting there.
All grips us as we watch you die. All we can do is echo your anguished cries. Still, as all human feelings die, we are leaving. You don't need us.
Will the motor continue to rotate? Another way to think about it, I mean, just think about one of the blades going off the returning, it's still going to spin, it's just going to fall. Talk a lot about so, yeah, it'll still run, but not at that time. I mean,
Take a sister and by the hand, lead her away from this foreign land, far away, where we'll not laugh again. We are leaving, you don't need a fair wind blowing warm out of the south on my shoulder. Guess I'll set a course alone.
So it can actually build up enough heat.
Welcome back to Jessica's Coffee Chat with your host, Jessica
Oh, yeah,
Scheibe,
breaker.
and special guest, Montana State Attorney General Tim
Huh.
Fox.
Before the break, we were talking about how to talk to your kids about alcohol.
You know, you may
Always
not
lead by
have
example,
garage,
so your kids know how to be responsible about alcohol and make healthy and safe
motors or
decisions.
something.
Good advice.
But most big, like,
Now it's time for the
industrial motors,
responsibility room, where the
they
audience
have
tweets
food
questions.
sensors on them.
Leslie tweeted, "My son will be leaving for college next year, and I'm worried about binge drinking on campus. What can I do?"
It's important to discuss the dangers of underage drinking and binge drinking. Your kids need to know what binge drinking is, how to handle a situation where it occurs, and what to do if a friend ends up in a medical emergency. Your kid may be away at college, but a parent still wields important influence over their decisions.
Thanks, General.
Mm,
It's so
mhm.
important to understand that there's nothing responsible about binge drinking. Don't do it.
Jessica's
Yeah,
Coffee
that,
Chat brought to you
that
by
8-horse motor,
responsibility.org.
We had thermal sensors on it too, so shut it down before it fries.
Our ship had one of the ships I was on had the same setup, basically the diesel locomotives do, had a 1,500 horsepower.
Holding you close, undisturbed before the fire.
And
The pressure in my chest when you breathe in my ear.
you could even keep them very
We both
balanced.
knew this would
You
happen
know, if anything, even
when you first appeared. My lady of the island.
Well, it get real
Sounds of
expensive if you're
your
dead in the water
body
too.
in the
It's
fire
a
glow.
whole expense.
Except the places where the sun refused to go. Our bodies
How many horsepower?
were perfect fit
1,500? Yeah, that's,
in
that's
afterglow.
beefy. That beats, I think the biggest one I've ever really used is that 100 horse on that,
My lady of the island.
And then, so the last part is, in what way might this operating condition damage the motor? So overcurrent could cause overheating, obviously, or damage the engine phase 1, so take the whole thing out. We've written here, if it stops, it will not be able to restart.
instead of having
You can think of that, if you listen to float under a wind turbine, you got the two hanging at the bottom, it's like, it's in a little gravity well. In this case, we're kind of sitting in an
My
electromagnetic
lady of the
well.
island.
All right, we need to go meet with the dean, but
Wrapped around
next time we're at the
each
Hive,
other in the peeping
we've got to check this perpetual
Beams of
motion wheel
sunshine
out
like
that
the
this guy
stage,
shows up
the
with.
red lights on.
And I'm like, what the heck is going on? But
I
he put
never
8 little
want to
magnets on the
finish
outside of a bicycle wheel.
What I've just begun.
Little beads on 4
My lady of
where they
the
were. And one magnet sort of pulling down, and the other magnet pushing to the right. So every time those magnets went by, it did not stop. I think somehow it's happening.
it might work.
Well, I mean, there was no load on it. It was just kicking along, but,
Yeah. Power LED.
no, yeah, it's not gonna power a dang thing, but it was a major head